Matthew 6:9-13, KJV. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Meaning: addressing God as Father. The prayer begins by addressing God as our Father, acknowledging the close, loving relationship that believers have with God through faith in Jesus Christ. Hallowing God's name. Hallowed be thy name means recognizing and honoring the holiness and sacredness of God's name. It's a declaration of reverence for God. Praying for God's kingdom. Thy kingdom come expresses the desire for God's divine rule and sovereignty to be established on earth as it is in heaven. It reflects the hope for a world where God's will is fully realized. Seeking God's will. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven is a plea for God's will to be accomplished on earth just as perfectly and completely as it is in heaven. It is an expression of surrender to God's plan and purpose. Daily provision. Give us this day our daily bread is a request for God's provision of our daily needs, both physical and spiritual. It acknowledges our dependence on God for sustenance, forgiveness and forgiving others, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, reminds us of the importance of forgiving others just as we seek forgiveness from God. It emphasizes the need for a forgiving and reconciled heart, protection from temptation and evil, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, is a request for God to guide us away from situations that could lead us into sin and to protect us from the influence of evil forces. Acknowledging God's kingdom, power, and glory. The prayer concludes by acknowledging God's eternal kingship, His omnipotent power, and His eternal glory. It reminds us that all praise and honor belong to God.